Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Frank. Um, I use Amanda Chambers because the last name Frank hurts me a lot, but I still have it up because that's, for right now, still part of my story, I guess. Um, So hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about being a 31-year-old uneducated person. Um, and I don't mean uneducated in like I can't speak well or I'm just dumb. I mean uneducated like I've never been to school a day in my life. Um, I don't know what it's like to have those normal social interactions, or I don't know what it's like to have, homework. I don't know what it's like to learn adding and subtractions and decibels and all of these things. I don't know what it's like to go to a history class and be excited because you're learning about history, because I really think I would have enjoyed um, learning about history. I haven't had any formal education. Um, what I did have was a game. I remember this game that I had. This little, I don't remember what it was called, but it was these little aliens, and they taught me, how to read. They taught me adding and subtracting and all of those basic things. And the first thing that I ever read, the first thing that I ever picked up to try to learn how to read was the Bible. Um, and reading the Bible, um, not understanding um, a lot of words in general at the time, and the Bible is such like it's already such like a difficult thing to understand as an adult. So as a kid, like that was the first thing that I was reading. Um, it was a lot. But I was so proud of myself at the time because they used to give me so much praise for like that was the first book, like it was the Bible, and that was good. That meant I was good, right? Because I was reading the Bible. Um, but yeah, I've never had any formal education. I had hooked on phonics when I got to like around age, I think it was like 9 or 10, 8, 9 or 10, somewhere around there. I'm sorry, I'm very fuzzy with ages. So it was 8, 9 or 10. Um, I remember arguing with my dad actually because people at the church that I was going to at the time were starting to ask questions about why I couldn't read simple phrases. Um, and I told him, well, you got to get me hooked on phonics now, and if you don't want these people to keep asking questions. And I kind of used it against him a little bit, and he caved. He got me hooked on phonics, and from there, it was just trying to learn as much as I can. After that, when I was 16, um, no, I was older. I was 18 because we moved from New York to Texas, and I was 18, I believe, at the time. I wanted to start reading books. So I had my dad, we had this little library right next to us. We used to live in Sharpstown, around the Sharpstown area. And we had a library right there, and there was music, and there was also books. So I had him go and get me a library card. Um, that I could use under his name, of course, but I could use whenever I wanted to get books or music. And then that started, um, I remember a very long, long summer of um, me getting CDs and then books. And then each CD that I got, I would read a whole book to only that one CD. Um, so yeah, I remember that. That was a place too that I would go to a lot for comfort, which was that library. Um, if there was ever a day that like it seemed super, super way tense, way tense that day, that's somewhere where I would walk to. I would just say I'm walking to the library, and then I would be like, okay, but I'm just going to the library. Like it's right there. If they wanted to come and check up on me, it was right there. So they couldn't say no to that because it was the library. It wasn't saying I was going to the mall alone. I wasn't going here alone. I was going to the library. I was also 18. Um, so that became a place of like solace for me. Um, like like Superman, right? Like he had his cave of solace or whatever. So I had the library. I would go to the library. I would get books, and then I would get music. Sometimes I would just sit in the aisles and read the books and stuff. And um, yeah, I think I had more of a craving for knowledge than most girls in the gypsy community. Because most girls in the gypsy community are very okay with just not knowing anything. Um, Not even like basic math or how to, just basic reading, basic reading. Um, History is a no-no. Science is like, why would you want to even? Um, so there's not very many topics that gypsy girls were very interested in. The ones that I knew, they were more like they would. It was more of a they would make fun of me more for craving the knowledge that I wanted to crave. And I'm not saying that I am anywhere near where I should be. I'm very, very held back, and I'm very aware of that. But for somebody that didn't go to school, I think that I can hold a conversation fairly well. I get super self-conscious about like using certain words sometimes because sometimes I stutter and then they come out weird and I'm like, is somebody gonna think I'm dumb or whatever? Um, and I've had a lot of people judge me in the past for them asking like, the normal questions, like when you meet somebody new, they'll ask you like, what school did you go to, or what this did you go to? And now navigating life outside of the gypsy community and being in the real world, I get asked those questions more frequently. And it's really hard to answer them because I'm like, on one hand, I would just like to say like, I just went to like whatever, this so and so school over there. But at the same time, it's like I don't like to lie either. So I just have to just like kind of, put on my big girl pants and just say, yeah, so I never went to school. Um, and then there's either two things that happen. Either one, they look at me and they are baffled and they want to know more and they want to know why exactly it was that I was held back like that. Or I've gotten the second one, which the second one is one that really pisses me off. I've gotten the ones that have been like, well, that means you're stupid, right? And I would just sit there and I would be like, okay, like what am I supposed to say to that, right? Like I could fight that all day long, but I'm like, what's really the purpose for it? Um, yeah, so now as I'm getting like older, there's certain things that I'm craving to know more about. Um like a lot about the wars. Like there's still stuff about like the wars that I have no idea like why they were, or what they were, or how they were. And I know that that sounds very ignorant, um, but I want to make it clear that like the life that I lived was very, 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 very sheltered. Even to the point of a lot of the things that we listened to, watched, heard were very monitored. So, um, or asking a question even it wasn't met with like, okay, honey, let me sit you down and explain this to you. It was like, well, why do you want to know this? Why are you craving this knowledge of something? Like, what do you want from it? And it was like, it was something like that. So it'd be like, okay, um I guess I just won't ask, and I'll just be oblivious to it, because again, for a long time living in the gypsy community, I was oblivious to it. I wanted to be oblivious to a lot of it, and there were times, there were chunks of my life that I would choose to be super oblivious to things, because there were no justifications for the things that were happening, going on, and I had to just be the blissful, pretend you're blissful, pretend everything is okay, and just move on, right? So, but yeah, sometimes I feel super, super, super um, dumb, and it sucks, because sometimes it comes from the people that are closest to me. Um, that they think that they're helping me, but really and truly it comes off as a put down. um and it really sucks, because I think that I could have done well. um I think that I could have done well if I would have went to school. I think I would have been super invested. I don't know if it's because I didn't actually go to school. I didn't go to high school or kindergarten or just like any kind of schooling, um, that I can sit here and say happily, like I would love to go to school. I would love, I would have loved it to do all that. Going back to school now, I'm going to be 32 this year. It seems silly to me, and um, it seems like that movie Billy Madison. But I would do it. I would proudly, like, if I ever had the opportunity to do it, I would. Um, I would love to, actually, because the feeling of inadequacy in like sometimes having a conversation with somebody and thinking like, am I not saying the right word? Am I not like coming off intelligent intelligent enough for them? Like, am I not intelligent enough for them to be speaking to them? Sometimes, and that's how I feel sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm not intelligent enough to be speaking to people in general. So I'll just go like super, super silent. And yeah, or I'll be the clown that makes people laugh and says stupid things, and kind of makes fun of myself because of it, because um, that's how I cope with it, I guess, right? That's the coping mechanism of like, you can't really vocalize to people how you feel about it, so instead of that, you'll internalize it by putting up a front with something. um, And I've only started realizing that I do that a lot these past maybe 3 years. But yeah, so being uneducated, not going to school ever in my life, completely sucks, because it's not only the aspect of um, the educational purposes, right? It's also the aspect of the social aspect of it. Because on a daily basis, like, I don't know how to function around people. Like, I know that's a lot too because of the culture I was in. Outsiders were a bad thing. Outsiders were. I was watching a video today from Cults of Consciousness, and the lady said that outsiders was a slur. Like, that word was a slur in the Jehovah's Witness culture, right? In the Jehovah's Witness cult. And I was thinking like the same thing, like gajo or gaji or gaje in general um, could be used as a slur because it means essentially outsider, and those outsiders are seen as bad, negative people. Um, and in order for them to not know that you're talking about them, you would call them a gajo, a gaji, or gaje, which is plural, um, which is kind of interesting. That, like, they fight against the word gypsy so much, but in reality, Rom, gypsies, Romani, um, are very racist, very, very, very racist, and we can get into that into another video if you wanted to. But yeah, this one was about being uneducated, and I'm going to try to stick to my topics as best as possible. Um, so yeah, I'm just going to reiterate again how much it sucks to not have gone to school, to not have had those social interactions, which now I feel like they really hold me back in my life because I'm essentially scared of any person that like comes up to me. Like, I'm just scared of them. I don't know how to interact if a lady at like a supermarket starts talking to me, or starts like, she just wants to have a conversation with me about the freaking blueberries are on sale, like, I'll start freaking out and I'll be like, okay, what does this woman want from me? Like, is there something? Did I do something? Did she do something? Like, what's happening? Right? Like, there's so many social interactions or social cues even that I do not know how to pick up on, and I do not get them. Um, and it really sucks. Um, and I am trying to become more aware of these things to try to make them better. But yes, I think that I am going to say goodbye now. So, goodbye. Have a nice day. And, yeah. I think I want to show you guys my tattoos before, though. So I have this one. It's, the Assassin's Creed logo with my partner's initials in it. And then I have these ones over here that say, one of them says Amanda Frank is dead. The other one are just little emojis that me and my partner send back and forth. One of them's a 21 Pilots um, little symbol. And then there's one on the side over here that says Isaiah 40:31. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping to get more tattoos in the future. I kind of want to get for my birthday. My birthday's coming up. It's August 9th. Um, Also, I'm a huge dork and I really like my birthdays. Um, I really want to get something Princess Mononoke. So I'm going to try to make that a goal because that seems cool. I just don't know if I want it on my arm or on my leg. I'm also kind of thinking how I want a like a full sleeve maybe, because there's so many like cool things that I want on my arms, and it's kind of like a lot. So yeah, but have a good day, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye.